Good morning, everybody. Good morning. Good morning. We ask that you go ahead and share your feed, share the feed. And we're here to just have a wealth conversation with you with some great couples I have on today. And we're going to talk about wealth transfers. We're going to have some economic conversations about wealth and positioning yourself. I have two great couples from London, Birmingham, London, I believe. And I can't think of the name of the other city, but they all out of London. I love these two power couples. They are so energetic. Wait till you hear their stories, and especially one where they talk about how did y'all get on. I said I was going to add you in a minute, and y'all have added yourself. It was supposed to be an introduction, and but anyway, we thank you and appreciate you guys hopping on. We have Anthony and Keisha Howe, and we have
Hey,
Natalie and Luis Pajama on, and we are so grateful, guys. So, guys, if you're on here, please share the screen. Please share it. Oh, hold on one second. I gotta change something because it's not showing up.
It's not on Facebook just yet, right?
Yeah,
no.
give it just a second.
Oh, you'll get to intro us again.
Yes, I do. Well, you're on my YouTube.
Ah,
Hey,
hey
So
YouTube.
yeah, YouTube. Yeah, excuse the technical difficulties. Okay, so now we are live. Had a few technical difficulties and getting everything set up. Thank you guys so much for joining us this morning. We have great couples this morning. We're just going to have wealth conversations with you and how Forex has changed their life and how they're doing now, where they come from, where they started. And these two, their energy levels are everything for me. I just love it. I love it. So we have Anthony and Keisha Howe,
hey.
and we have Louis and Natalie Najama. We have them on all the way from London. They took their time out of their Saturday evening to spend some time with us for a few minutes, and we're just going to have some conversation. So, Anthony and Keisha, I'm going to start with you guys. So, tell us a little bit about yourself, your story, how you got started with Forex, and what it's doing for you now.
How we got started with Forex. First and foremost, I want to say thank you so much, Dr. K. Well, we call you Auntie Kathy. It feels so unnatural saying Dr. Kathy. Auntie Kathy, thank you so much for everything that you do, for going ahead of us and just navigating through this space and allowing us to just follow in your footsteps has been amazing. So thank you so much. When we saw this information just under 2 years ago, we saw this information. I was actually looking for a way to fulfill my responsibilities. Father of five, not long got married to Keisha. We got married and we've got 5 children as a blended family. We've got 5 children, and I was struggling. I was struggling to fulfill my responsibilities as a father, as a husband, as a son. I'm a social entrepreneur as well, so I got responsibility to my community and to my church. I was just struggling. So I was looking for a way to be able to fulfill these responsibilities. I knew there was something out there, just didn't quite know what it was. I had looked at property investing. I had actually gone to Robert Kiyosaki's university and graduated out of there to do real estate investment, but it just wasn't enough. And then a very good friend of mine, 2 good friends of mine, who you actually had on the call yesterday, Mr. Nathan Salmon and Mr. Augustine J. God bless them. They reached out to me, shared the information with me, and it was an absolute answer to prayer. Grabbed it with both hands, and when we saw it, I mean, we knew it was great, but didn't realize just how great it was until 2 weeks after getting started. Keisha got suspended from work without pay, and so now I had even more responsibilities on my shoulders, and I decided to take the information seriously, follow your instructions, follow your guidance, and things drastically changed very shortly after that. But I'm sure we'll get into that later. But that's how we came across
Do you
Forex.
remember when I first met you in London, over a year ago, almost 2 years ago? You came up to me, we were sitting down in the lobby, and you said, okay, tell me what God is telling you right now. Tell me what God is saying. And I said, stop playing and take this seriously. because this is going to change your life. And you
Absolutely.
did. I've seen what you've been doing. You and the wedding that you planned, even though you already married. I saw that. But I've been seeing you taking your family, retiring your parents, purchasing them a place to stay and things like that, all because of, the Forex, the power of Forex. And now Keisha is just enjoying my baby and, raising the little princess of the house. And of course, she's the queen of the house and everything. Keisha, how did you feel about Forex when you got started?
I did not want to know anything about Forex. I'm sorry to say, Dr. Kathy, I'm a nurse and that's all I wanted to do. I wanted to look after my premature babies and keep it moving. I was considering joining the agency so I can get in some extra work. That was my thoughts. I just want to travel. When he showed me that he was a part of Forex, I was like, huh? How's that going to help us? Anyway, 3 weeks into what we were doing, what he was focusing on, because what he didn't tell you guys is that he took one of our bill monies and we were struggling. We were really struggling. And he took one of
faith.
And faith to get started. I was very upset, very upset. He had to make that money back, and he did within 3 weeks. When I seen that, I thought, okay. And then what really cut it for me was in 3 months, he was making an income more than my part-time wage at work.
Oh, wow.
And I was like, you need to show me this thing properly. There was so much excitement. He had done so much so quickly. And I was so excited about what the possibilities were.
Wow. And guys, if you're watching, we ask that you share the feed, start a watch party. And all we're doing is empowering families and educating communities. And since you guys have got started, since, Nathan and Augustine, played a big part of empowering the Howe family, you have been able to educate communities. I know that you have over 200 to 300 people that you've impacted. Can you give me a little bit of information on how was it hard to tell people about this, to show them a different way, because, you're looking on their plate to make sure that they got more than enough. So was that hard for you? Because some people say, I don't know 300 people.
Right.
So what would you say about that?
It wasn't hard. It was always a passion of mine. When I came out of school, I started my own business doing marketing. I was offering marketing services to local Black businesses, and ended up producing the UK's largest Black business directory.
Oh, wow.
And yeah, so within a year of me producing that, I've seen that a lot of the businesses, around 70% of the businesses, were no longer in existence. And I realized that the main problem was their lack of financial literacy. So for years, I've been looking for a way to be able to bridge that gap, to be able to educate my community. So this was just perfect. It was in line with what I've always wanted to do. It was a tool that would help me to fulfill my calling. And so for me, it was natural in sharing it. And I think people could see that this was my passion. It made sense to who I was and what I was about. And so sharing it hasn't been an issue. To those people that would have a problem sharing it, it's usually because you're probably thinking about it too much, or you don't have to believe in it yourself. And that's why the reason why our team is so big and rapidly growing, I mean, we're experiencing record amounts of growth right now, is that we're helping people in the first instance to understand how simple it is with the right tools, the right education from people like yourself, how easy it is to get results in this market. And when they've had that experience, after that, it goes off with a bang. A lot of people are getting started because they've seen it there with their own two eyes, money multiplying on their mobile phone, and that makes it so much easier when they experience it for themselves. So it's been an amazing journey, and I'm excited about what's happening right now. I'm really excited about what's happening right now and what's about to happen in the future.
Good. I'm enjoying it. I got tech guys in my house, so you see me look off and give them that look. We're gonna figure it out. Leave you two on here to conversate so I can make sure he's doing what he's supposed to do. Natalie and Luis. I love Natalie. I love her. Look, Natalie always say when you leave her presence, think about me. Okay? I want you to think about me. And that stuck with me the last time I heard her say that. I was like, girl, you are hilarious. I love it. Yeah, think about me. And Natalie and Luis, I'm thinking about you guys. So let me make sure that I can hear you guys. So if you can give a little bit of your story and how you started and how, you know, when your family got empowered, how you've been able to educate a lot of communities. Okay, I can't hear you. No, we can't hear you. Check your volume. Nope, they're working on it. Just keep working on it and just start talking. We'll let you know when we hear you. We'll start cheering. Yeah, we hear you. We'll do that. So yeah, now a little bit about Natalie and Luis. They are beautiful people, wonderful people. They care a lot about a lot of people, and they're servant leaders at that. I remember when they came down to Dallas. I'm hearing something. When it came down to Dallas for an event we had, she was still serving. She found me and was like, okay, what do you need? Okay, all right, we're gonna go here. Luis, come here. Luis.
That's Natalie. She can't help but serve. Always serving.
Has a heart of gold, both of them. Very humble people. And God has really been blessing them, blessing their ministry, blessing their work that they're doing. Everything that they put their hands onto, they're blessed. We still can't hear you. But even if we have to come back and do one with you guys, it got to be the volume because, hold on, I've unmuted your mic. Log out and log back in. Try that. Log back in. So, but Natalie and Luis, they follow up under you guys, right?
Yeah, I mean, they've been instrumental in our life. In fact, it's because of Natalie and Luis why we're together.
Oh, so, they did matchmaking too.
Yeah, the matchmakers, they brought us together. We was in our previous deal. You know, we were seeing each other, but we were kind of messing around, not really serious about our relationship. And then Natalie and Luis, okay, baby, look that way. So Natalie and Luis, what they did, you know, solidified. Natalie's a God-fearing woman. Luis is a minister, so they weren't having none of the messing around. So they had a strong word with us. They pulled us to the side. We was in Italy at the time. And they pulled us to the side and said, guys, you need to sort it out. And so we did just that. And a few months later, it was a few months later, right? Not long after that, less than a year. Yeah. Less than a year after that, we got married.
In 21 days.
Yeah.
In 21 days. Oh, now you knew you were in love. Nothing new. That you know that was a divine connection because if Natalie put you together and y'all got married in 21 days, that was God. Yeah.
Natalie's got that touch. Natalie's got that amazing touch.
I think it was more Luis actually.
Oh, more Luis.
Inside. But yeah, they gave both us a grilling, a strong word, and we just got our shoes on and we just kept it running.
Yeah, so yeah, the instrument. So we couldn't, when we got this information, we couldn't keep it to ourselves. When we heard about this, we was like, listen, if it wasn't for these guys, we wouldn't be here in this situation, beautiful situation right now. So we had to share it with them. So that's exactly what we did. And as soon as they seen it, you know, they jumped straight on board and they've carved out a lane in their own right. They've got a team of over 100 people, especially in London. They're doing amazing. Their servant leadership is on a total nother level. So yeah, I really appreciate them for what they've done. And it's great to be working alongside them. It's great to be sharing this information, educating families alongside them. It's been an absolute pleasure with them. So I'm hoping that they can unmute and share this.
Are you? Well, I see Natalie laughing, but I don't hear her. So
can you guys hear us?
Even look, Natalie.
Can you hear us?
I heard something.
Can you hear us? Yeah. Hello?
Yes, we did. We did.
For technology.
We know how to educate people and empower families and educate communities, but we have a little problem on the technical side. So we're gonna be all right. Yeah, Luis, if you guys can give your testimonies and, and how you got started in the company. I know that you're educating, you have empowered over 100 families, and you're repeating the cycle. You're teaching them how to duplicate what you're doing. So London, if you're on here, we're relaunching you. We're relaunching today. So go ahead, Natalie. I'm thinking about you, girl. Go ahead.
You told them that.
Yes, I did.
Hello. First of all, I just want to just say thank you very much, Dr. Kathy. Like from we first met you a few years ago, you just took us under your wings and just held on to us, and then you were just like, you're like, Nanny, you trading? And I was like, yeah, something like that. And you're just a mentor, and you're just like always like making sure that we're on track with what we're doing. I remember you said to me before, you were like, Nat, I don't want you traveling so much if you're not trading. Why are you traveling so much? You need to be trading. And I was like, wow, she actually cares. She doesn't want to just get me to an event. She actually cares about me.
Yeah. Don't cry. It's okay.
So the other thing is that you did for us that we couldn't believe. Like you've been over to the UK to visit us. We now live in Milton Keynes, but you came over and then one of your friends was here and his name was Les Brown. And I don't mean to name drop, but I say this to say this. And the reason why, like you literally brought us in and was just like, I want you to come and meet Les Brown. We were like, Les Brown? We were like, all of us were like, what? we trained it, we busted, we got there because you said to come. And there was like maybe about 12 of us, and we got to share that moment together as well. So we really thank you. We really thank you for doing that.
You're welcome. I had forgot about that, but I knew that, wherever I'm connected, you guys are connected. And I try to make sure that I share that and put you in front of the right people and everything. And guys, when I was there, they already knew, my situation and everything. That scarf, I still have it. If it wasn't 100 degrees here in Texas, I was going to come on with it wrapped around me and let you know I still have that cashmere scarf that you gave me. But yes, you guys are wonderful, beautiful people. And I believe in being connected to the right person, the power of connection. I'm trying to make sure these braids intact here. The power of connection. So being connected to the right person. I know that when I first got started, I was connected to Dr. Joy Tankard, a good friend of mine. And she has done so much for me. And, she looked on my plate, as my goddaughter Wanda would say, I'm not looking on your plate to see how much you got. I'm looking to make sure you got enough. And you need to diversify your income. So it didn't make sense to be rich on paper and didn't have the disposable cash. And, she was, helping me in other areas because, I found out how the rich got wealthy. And it's the power of connection. There's only a 1% out there that are investors that know how to invest their money and do certain things. And that's why I wanted to make sure that when we had that opportunity, because, who knows when Les Brown was going to come back. And with his wisdom and the knowledge that he has, with all the years of experience from coming from nothing to be a senator and, a representative, and all of that, and then doing business, he could, drop a lot of knowledge. So that's why I wanted all of you guys, that was leaders over there in London to come and sit at the feet of somebody who's been where we've been and we're trying to get to where he's at. So that's a privilege and honor. So that's empowering your family even the more. And you guys have done it, over and over again. And the things that you have done is called building a legacy, because if you ever empower somebody, your name will forever be known in that family. And so your name lives on. So guys, share the feed. I know we had a lot of technical difficulties earlier. I love these two couples because I could sit here and talk to them all day. I really can. So Natalie and Luis, tell a little bit about your story. How you got started? Who got started first? You or Natalie? I won't say Natalie, but
it was actually me. It was actually me.
You're the quiet one. This is the quiet storm right here. Okay.
Yeah, it was actually me. I got started first, and once I got started, then Natalie got involved. When we first got started, it was kind of like it happened so quickly. Like we hit P150 like within 2 days, and then from there on, it just kept on growing, kept on growing. We just shared it with everybody that we know and that we love. But yeah, that's how I got started first. Yeah.
Okay, so that's what Luis says.
And she just took over.
So Luis says that, okay? So what happened was I spoke to Nathan, and on my vision board, I said I wanted to compound, I wanted to buy a house. I had all these things on my vision board. So I said, so Nathan was like, Nat, there's this thing, and we were already in a deal before, but anyway, we were like, compounding. I was like, compounding. All I needed to know was 2 questions. And I was like, how much is it? And what's the compensation plan? That's all I needed to know. And I was like, okay, you told me that, I'm in. And then I was like, I'm in, but we got to talk to Luis because he's the head. So we were in.
Yes.
Yeah. So, in closing, what would you say? And I wouldn't get off this soon because I have another meeting lined up in like 15 minutes. But what would you say to somebody that's just getting started? Because I know, literally it changed your life. You guys are having different conversations now. You're doing different things. You kind of changed your circle a little bit. Didn't leave anybody behind, but changed your circle so that you can grow your families. So Natalie and Luis, what would you say to somebody that want to get started learning how to trade foreign currency? And let me say this. We usually do an A, B, and C. A, I'm ready to get started. B, I'm going to get started, but let me think about it. C, it's not for me. Cut C out because it is for you. It is a biblical scripture. It is a God-written skill set in a man-made company. Ecclesiastes 11:1 talks about how it's good to enter into foreign trade because you never know what bad luck this world is going to give you, and that you need a minimum of 7 streams of income, not 7 jobs. And so if the richest man that ever lived and the wisest man that ever walked this earth said that you need 7 streams of income and you need to be trading foreign currency, this is what you need to be doing. So when I first got started and I saw that God-written skill set in this man-made company, I'm in. I'm a win or lose, I'm in. And the beauty of it is if you lose a trade, now, trading foreign currency can be risky. But if you lose a trade, you know where you lost it at. You lost it in the market. And the best thing about it is you know which way it went. So if you were in the sell and it went into a buy, get back in the market and get in the buy and go. Exactly. So from not knowing how to read the charts to simplifying it as a red line crossing a blue line, and if it goes up, it's a buy. If it goes down, it's a sell. And it's as simple as that. It looks complicated, but it's not. That's the trick of the enemy to stop you from trading. Now, I went from not knowing how to read the charts to being the #1 educator in the company for 8 months straight. And then not going on a year and a half now. Amazing. And the first Black female to create a strategy to where kids can trade it up until, I have an 86-year-old that's trading. So don't tell me it's not for you. So we're not accepting that. So whoever shared this on your feed, if you shared this on your watch, get back with that person. Get back with that person that invited you to it. Let me put that on there. There you go. Get back with that person for inviting you on. And if it's on my page, then by all means, contact me. If it's on Anthony's or Natalie's and Luis and Keisha's, get on their page and ask them. Ask them. So now I done cut out C. Okay. What would you tell them to do?
I would say that right now we're in uncertain times, and you cannot afford not to look at this because in the Bible it says that like a wise man leaves an inheritance for his children's children. And for me, when I saw this, I was like, okay, now I have the ability, I have the right vehicle to show me and to show other families how to leave an inheritance for the children's children. So for me, I would say, don't second guess, don't think about not leaving a legacy for the family. That's what I would say to them. Yeah.
Good.
So cute.
He's so How can you turn it down after he said it so nicely and so, eloquently? Natalie, what about you?
Well, I believe that we are all supposed to be wealthy, especially as children of God. We're supposed to be wealthy. When Jesus came here, he entered into abundance of wealth. However, so many people were like, no, he was poor. He was born in a stable. Actually, he wasn't. He had the choice. I mean, he was, but he had the choice. It's not that they didn't have money. They just wasn't space. So if the Messiah was wealthy, we're supposed to be wealthy because he was an example.
That's right.
And if you don't come from wealth, for example, wealth has to come from you. Wealth has to come from you. Like my husband said, it's a good man leaves an inheritance for his children's children. And therefore, how are you going to be a good person? So
that's right.
Get this started. Like you said, you're in uncertain times. Now, what will be the new normal? The new normal will be home-based businesses. The new normal will be sharing look like this. The new normal will be not what everyone was used to, and the jobs are going into a job, because now people are going to say, you don't need to come into work to do this, so we're going to pay you less.
Yes, exactly.
The bills are going to still be the same. So we're going to pay you less, but the bills are going to be the same. So you're going to have to find something. So if you don't find something now, if it's not this, then what? Because I'm telling you right now, I can't believe, like every time it goes into blue, I got to tell you, every time it goes into blue, I'm like this. It's improving.
That's exactly how she acts.
I still can't believe it. I still can't believe that this has been going on for 2,000 years. And
2015 to be exact.
2015 years. And we are just learning about this now. I mean, I saw trading about, 15 years ago. And I paid a big price to get into trading. And myself and my auntie Sandra, we went into it. It was like $15K for a 3-day course.
Wow.
And so then they said to us after, if you want to continue, you have to pay £500 extra for a mentor. Okay? So when I saw this, I was like, come on, man. This is it. This is it.
No brainer, yeah.
I just really have to just say, jump in and grow your wings on the way down.
Excellent. Closing out with Anthony and Keisha, what would you guys say if you have prospects on right now? What would you say as far as them trading foreign currency?
For me, this is an opportunity and a vehicle for you to realize your true wealth, your true worth, should I say. It is very much attached to who you believe you are. Some people settle for where they're at and their financial status because that's what they believe they deserve. But if you believe you deserve more than what you're currently receiving, then this is the vehicle for you to be able to get there. And that's what happened with me. I had things going on in my life. I made some failures. I lost a lot of things. I caused a lot of hurt. But then as my self-worth started to increase, that's when I realized that this was happening. That's when I took advantage of this and was able to realize that worth. And so if there's anybody out there that feels like they're not being appreciated in the way that they should, then this is the perfect space for you. You want to take full advantage of it, be able to fulfill the call of God on your life. Like you've got greater things to do. There's a greater call on your life, and there's 3 things that I believe that everybody lacks if they're not fulfilling their calling. There's 3 reasons why. There's a lack of money, a lack of time, and a lack of mentorship. And on this program, we receive just those 3 things for us to be able to do what we're doing. And that's how we're being able to live the life that God has caused us to live. That's how we're able to dream the dreams that we're dreaming. You know, the scripture says, a sentence that really challenged me a few months ago was, a scripture says, now unto him who's able to do exceedingly abundantly above all we could ask or even dare to imagine, it says in the Amplified version. And when I read that, I was like, right, I need to stretch my imagination. I need to put some pressure on God to make some things happen for me. Like I can put pressure on God to do things for me. But let me stretch myself. Let me dare to imagine. And because of that, this came around, put the two together, and we're really blessed. So if there's anybody that's watching this, I would encourage you, if you know that you're worth more than what you're receiving right now, take a hold of this skill set in the largest financial market in the world and realize your dreams and realize your calling.
Well, so what I would say, anyone who's watching this, anyone who knows me knows if I can do it, then so you guys can too. If you know the struggle, how it was for me to get through my nursing and qualify at the end of it, the struggle was completely real. You know that I was just aiming for the bottom just to get through, just to get that PIN number so I can work and get the money that I needed to look after me and my one daughter at the time. So I look at it like this. If you've got children, every child that you have, I don't care if that's 6, 7, 8 children, you need an investment for each child.
Yes. Yes.
You ain't got no time to be running down no ex, no baby father, no this, no that. You get that baby mother money to look after those 6 children. We ain't got the energy. Use your energy and deposit into something positive. Invest in yourself. Invest in the things that you've got that's going to grow up and leave a legacy in your name and keep it moving. There's too many people, too many females that are so complacent with what's going on, what the government's giving them, what government's giving them. The government gives you money. What the government gives you is crutches. Crutches. It's not there to last forever. It's there to hold you down and suppress you. It's there to keep the glass ceiling on you. You need to burst through the glass ceiling. I don't care if you're going to be paying more than 20% tax. Give the Queen her money. Make your own. Secure the bag. Keep it moving. Pay your taxes. Just be the giver. You're going to have multiple income streams. We need to have multiple income streams. We have to. It's a must. I'm just saying it's not hard. It's not hard. The reason why I didn't see what Anthony was seeing when he got started, because as a nurse, I just want to inject premature babies. I just want to give them drugs. I knew how to do that much calculation. I thought you needed so much math, so much this, so much that. My brain's got a bit mush over the years. I didn't want to do it, but when I entered in, I sat down with Dr. Kathy. I learned from the best. It's so easy, guys. It's so easy. If you know the alphabet up to the letter D, and if you know what a red line, what red and blue is, and when it crosses, we can have a conversation. Trust me, and we can do a product demonstration in a demo before you get moving and before you get started. I'll leave that there. Thank you for having us.
The mic. She just dropped the mic. That's my niece, y'all. That's my niece right there. Thank you, guys. That could have been said so much. White Green said she's ready to do it. Trading is not hard. So, guys, if you saw this feed today, continue to share it. Do a watch party on your page. We're trying to help you empower more families and educate communities. Get back with the person that invited you to this call, to this video. And Natalie and Luis, Keisha and Anthony, thank you guys so much. Kiss my babies for me. I love you guys, and we will see you guys next week. Enjoy your weekend.
Yeah.
Love you, Auntie Kathy.
God bless.
Love you.